All right, guys, here we go. AFC Cup time once again, and let's see if we can do a little bit better after that awful loss last time. We've had a few ups and downs here so far this season. We seem to do very well, and then we lose. We're up against KhAD from Mongolia. I don't know anything about this team here in the first leg of this two-leg playoff, and we're at home this time. So let's see what we can do. Hopefully we'll be able to win. We have a big crowd, of course, as they all love to come out and see us play against the teams from the rest of Asia. And judging from the looks of things, we should be able to finish them off pretty well. Xu Xiangjie is in there, despite his dislike of big matches. And we'll see how he does in this one. It's just a little bit of rotation, and we kind of were forced to play him because of suspensions, injuries, and the like to other players. Here's KhAD, and his header is just a little bit too high, and it's over the goal. So still 0-0. Mars FC can't quite get a break so far, but we're only 3 minutes into the match, so it's nothing really that big. So, we'll see what happens. We'll try to hope for the best here, and hopefully we'll be able to get a goal here in the next few minutes. Liu Chunjie passes it forward looking for Silla, and that's another kind of poor attempt. I've seen us do this a number of times, and I'm not quite sure why. Chen Chengju over to Nene, down to Huang Guanda, and he passes over to Chen Chengju again, who I think might be offside. The shot is in, and it's a goal, and there's no flag up. There's no sign of anything being called offside, so it will count. Chen Chengju has scored, and that makes it 1-0 here. And that's exactly what we like to see. I was just looking for it. Now, he was onside. It was pretty fair. And Chen Chengju with a good angle. That's much better than what he usually does, which is takes those shots from range that don't have any chance of going in. And so it's 1-0 for Mars FC, and that's what we like to see. And it looks like we're playing fairly well here in the early going. Turbold with the shot. I don't speak Mongolian, so I can't tell you if I'm saying it right or not. Tsai goes back and wins this one. Menegong moves up to Silla. Silla back to Tsai Yuting to Menegong again. Menegong moves to the center of the pitch and then launches this forward for Huang Guanda. Huang Guanda in a good crossing position passes to Xu Xiangjie, whose shot is not really much of a shot. He sort of is trying to pass it into the goal, and it doesn't quite work this time around. It ends up being just a pass to the wrong keeper, and so it is, and it winds up being a goal kick for them. And so it was a brilliant attack, I suppose, but it would have been a little bit more brilliant with an actual goal at the end of it. This ball is over everyone's head from the keeper over to Leibolon, who falls on it for no apparent reason. And it's back to KhAD, then down to Liu Chunjie. Liu Chunjie moves over on the left side, down to Huang Guanda, to Xu Xiangjie, over to Chen Chengju. Good passing so far. There is a forward pass from Menegong, and there it is to Nene, whose shot is partially blocked by the keeper, and it trickles in anyway. And so Nene gives him the big boot, and it's 2-0 already for Mars FC. And, people haven't even sat down yet. We're about not even 15 minutes into this match. And Nene shows that he's probably too good for the level of competition we have here so far. That was pretty easy. 2-0 for Mars FC, and so this is looking good. Remember, it's the AFC Cup that we care about the most because we actually get money from that. We don't get any money from winning the league. All we do is get the chance to go and play in this cup again. Liu Chunjie over to Bamba to Xu Xiangjie, and it's a poor pass, and that leads to a goal. Gan Batar ends up scoring that one. That was a really poor pass there by Xu Xiangjie. And this is what I was wondering about, is his dislike of big matches going to hurt him? And it definitely did right there. And this is why we don't like players who hate big matches, because he's looked so tentative with the ball so far. That was a poor mistake that led directly to a goal. I'm starting to wonder if Xu Xiangjie's days here might end up being numbered. He should feel good that he's making money because he's not going to be around for long. Bamba here with the header, and he gets that one back. That's number 6 of the season for KhAD. That makes this 3-1 for Mars FC, and the goals are coming in fast and furious now. This is, by the way, this is just too easy. That's the thing. He's got 3 guys in front of him. He still wins the header. He still scores. And guess what? We have a highlight right afterwards. So it's going to be one of those matches. Now we're going to win this ball here. Tsai Yuting gets it over Silla to Xu Xiangjie, over to Nene, back to somebody, then back to Nene again. I think it was Silla who just sent it back to him. Xu Xiangjie with a shot, and that ends up doing nothing. So we'll see what we can do here so far. Xu Xiangjie having a very poor match. Even if we win, we may end up fining him and may warn him that he'll be off the squad soon if he keeps this up. He has to play better than that. Bamba over to Menegong. This team is so nothing. Menegong tries to center it, and it wasn't a centering pass. It was more of a shot. I don't think he meant to do that. Xu Xiongji to Chen Chengju to Nene. Over to Huang Guanda. Huang Guanda passes looking for Silla, can't find him. It's Liu Chunji who knocks it back in, and finally their keeper grabs it on top of the heads of the defender, and that was almost a mistake. He passes straight to Cai Yuting to Xu Xiongji again, who lobs this forward for Silla. That was actually pretty good, and that ends up being a goal for Cyril Silla. So that makes it 4-1 now for Mars FC. We've had 2 goals in 5 minutes. That's a little bit more like it. Maybe Xu Xiongji is calming down a little bit. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. That was a really, really good assist by him. And this keeper for this Mongolian team is incapable of stopping shots. So we are definitely going to advance. There's no question about it. I just wish that we would receive some money for advancing instead of having to wait until we get through the group stage. And it's going to be very difficult, and probably it's going to be very dramatic, just like it was last time around. So we'll see what we can do. Menegong heads back to Laibolun, over to Kader Bamba, finds Cai Yuting. We're looking at another highlight already, I just realized, which means that we're probably going to score again. Menegong with it, once again, passes down to Silla. Silla will take a shot, and might as well try his luck. We don't score this time after all, but might as well give it a try, and slowly but surely we move forward. 2 assists so far from Menegong, who's really having a good one, and so much for hating big matches, huh? Huang Guanda takes a shot, and it's not really much of a shot. It ends up being deflected, so much for that. 4 goals for us from 4 different players. Chen Chengju now with the ball. Over to Menegong, down to Silla, to Nene. Nene forward for Silla, doesn't get to him, and Huang Guanda trying to intercept, doesn't get to that either. Nene with this again, over to Chen Chengju. Chen Chengju takes a shot and scores again. How about that? So, I mean, the thing is, all we have to do is you just have to shoot straight at this keeper and you'll score. 5-1 for Mars FC. We get to play these guys again. We get to go on a trip to Mongolia in a couple days. That should be fun. I imagine that Mongolia is actually pretty nice here in the summer in-game. Of course, you know, as you're watching this is definitely not the summer. I'm not sure if I would want to go there in late October, but, you know, as long as it's the summer, I mean, it might not be too bad. Silla with the ball, and that was a pass, actually, to Nene. That was not a shot, and Nene, unfortunately, was not quite on top of that. I don't think he was really looking for that. Here's another pass over to Silla, who will pass it again to Nene, and this time he takes a shot, and you can see the keeper is incapable of actually stopping the ball. He prevented that one from going in, but he sort of hit it over to the side, and if we'd been a little bit more on top of things, we could have scored another goal. This is what it was like. Silla with a pass over to Nene. Let you know how poor Mongolia is. I mean, Taiwan is not exactly the footballing capital of the world, and we are crushing this team. We're not even making it look close. There's Bamba with another header. That should have been another goal. Ends up being knocked out, and all they can do is hit it out for a throw. I mean, this really should have been another goal. A lot of bad luck for him as that one bounced right in front of the line, almost bounces its way in off that top crossbar. Here's Huang Guanda with it over, looking for Silla again, and he can't quite get a hand to it. It's Chen Chengju now. Passes back to Menegong. Menegong, Chen Chengju, Menegong again to Silla, back to... What was that? What was that? He's looking the wrong way. Why are we passing it back? That was fairly poor. This is a little bit better. Menegong with it again. Over to Xu Xiongji, and he doesn't get onto it. We're going to take Xu Xiongji off here at halftime because this is going to lead to another goal for them, I can tell you that. No, where Laibolun is equal to the task, is able to prevent that from going in. I mean, 5-1, I shouldn't complain too much, but Xu Xiongji has not done anything, and he's looked really bad at it. Oh, I guess he did have the 1 assist, but I mean, he hasn't done much beyond that. 7.0 rating, but I'm pretty upset with the way that he's been playing. Not playing very well, so we'll see who we have on the bench who can come in for him. And that probably, like I've alluded to, will be the end of the Xu Xiongji adventure here. Cyril Silla is injured, which means we're going to put Liu Yuting on. We'll make this Xu Xiongji a substitution now. It's going to be Liu Qinghua. I'm not sure that he's actually played that much for us this season, but he's going to get some chances here to play in a very... I mean, not a very important match, I would say, just a match that we definitely want to win. We are happy with the shots so far, and we'll see how poorly injured Silla is. I think he was injured earlier this season as well. Either that or he was suspended. Something happened to him. Silla, of the big 5 foreign players that we have, he's probably the lesser of the 5. Has never been much of a goal scorer. Was good at assists. I don't think he likes being the shadow striker, but he's going to do it anyway. Chen Chengju over to Liu Qinghua with the shot, and he almost scores right after he's brought on, which is pretty impressive. So still 5-1 for Mars FC. But we want to keep scoring. We want to make this an impossibility for them when we go back to Mongolia. Chen Chengju looking for the hat trick. And that's the thing. He needs to learn that when he takes those shots from range, it doesn't work out so well for him. Another corner has come up. It's Menegong with it. And steps back and fires. This is over to Tsai Yuting or Bomba, one of the two. It's kind of hard to tell. Ends up over the top for a goal kick anyway. Maybe from this angle we can see, and yeah, it was Bomba who had it. Tsai Yuting was somewhere in that mix. So not exactly the best corner in the world, which is why I think he didn't really get it. And now we need to play defense again, and they're in behind us really too easily, and our defense has looked pretty poor in the back. And they are going to count that. That will be counted as onside. I do think there's a question here of potential offside. I mean, it's pretty clear the way that he's running. That's KhAD Bomba, who's not running very well. KhAD Bomba, I mean, he's a good defensive player, I suppose, but, you know, I'm not so convinced that we would be awful without him. He gets those goals in from those headers on corners. That's how he provides his usefulness to us. But his defense has been suspect from time to time. Liu Chunjie with the ball, back to Chen Jianliang. Liu Chunjie having a poor match. Huang Guangdou with it now to Nene. Nene just takes a shot from range, might as well, and that was almost a goal. So 5-2, the score remains, and we'll take probably Liu Chunjie out here in a couple minutes. Menegong knocks this one forward for Bomba, who should have scored. That was actually a good save by their keeper. It's the first one he's made all day. And now is the time that we make that substitution. So it's going to be Liu Chunjie, who's having a really poor match, comes out, and it's Zhou Hongyi who will go on. Liu Chunjie, I like his potential for the future. Zhou Hongyi is probably not good enough for this team. Bomba over to Tsai Yuting. Substitution hasn't been made quite yet. Back to Bomba. Tsai Yuting to Liu Yuting to Menegong. Menegong, and he's centering a pass to nobody, doesn't really know what he's doing, and so we'll have to get this ball back again. Menegong does get it back. Chen Chengju to Liu Yuting, back to Tsai Yuting, and it's lumped forward to Liu Yuting. How about that? Liu Yuting, good pass to Chen Chengju, and he takes a shot. And that really came close to going in, actually. Chen Chengju trying to bend it a little bit, didn't quite bend the way he wanted. So Menegong with the corner over to Bomba, and then it's Zhou Hongyi doing what he does, which is nothing useful. Tsai Yuting over to Chen Chengju. Zhou Hongyi is the sort of player that we kind of have on here because we need to have these defenders, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't be so sad if we lost him. He's not that good. He's a player that I went out and got who had played for us before. And we've given up another goal. Look at that. So it's now 5-3. And the problems that we have in defense are really starting to pile up. 5-3 now is the lead, and we're letting them in far too easily. And again, I'm looking at KhAD Bomba, wondering what in the world is he doing? Well, what is he doing? Where is he running? Why is he running right down the middle? What angle does he think that guy's going to take, right? He's not guarding anyone. Chen Jianliang passes to Nene, back to Chen Jianliang. And this is a problem. We need to come out of this, like I said, with a big margin of victory. We've scored 5 goals against this team. It should be easy for us to score. Nene down to Menegong. Passed over to Chen Chengju. Passes it again. He should have taken the shot. And so that ends up going to nothing. Menegong here, very good pass from Menegong to Chen Chengju, and I guess he wasn't in a great position. Anyway, Huang Guangdou is not able to do anything with it, and that is the end of that one. And let's see what we can do from here on out. Menegong knocks this forward over to Tsai Yuting, whose header is just high. 5-3, the score remains. Lai Bolun having a poor match, and he's going to find himself without a team pretty soon if this keeps up. Bomba with it now. Passes back to Lai Bolun, and this is going to be one of those rare matches where we win and then we give a lecture to the team anyway. Menegong not able to get that pass, and the guys are just sort of standing there looking around. And, okay, we're going to make a change here again. So we've already made 3 substitutions. Lai Bolun, you're coming off. He's not going to be happy about that. And who else is going to come off here? Well, Zhou Hongyi just came on, so we're not going to take him off. Liu Qinghua also just came on. A lot of guys are playing poorly. So, yeah, we're going to make the big change at goal that you never want to see. With 10 minutes left, we're going to make that change. Lai Bolun might not play for us much longer. Menegong here with the corner. Knocks is 4 looking for KhAD Bomba. His header is up far too high and over the net and does absolutely nothing. And so that is the end of that attempt. And we're going to have to try to get this ball back again and see what we can do. There are going to be fines coming in after this match despite winning. I hate doing it, right? It's not something I like to do a lot because I worry about morale. But these guys have played very, very poorly and seem to not care about what's going on in the game. And if they keep it up, I mean, Leib-Wallon, I think, has already had 2 or 3 strikes so far. I mean, if it's basically one more match like this, I'll just release him. I don't care if he plays for the Taiwan national team. They're no good anyway. Liu Qinghua to Huang Guangde over to Zhou Hongyi. Zhou Hongyi passes this forward looking for Nene and finds him, and this should be a goal, and it is. So Nene gets his goal, number 16 of the season, 6-3 now, Mars FC. I think that's number 2 of the match for him. And that gives us a little bit more comfortable margin of victory. But really, we should have won this match like 6-0, 7-0, something on those lines instead of 6-3. Nene, good position, good form, good finish, and that is it. And he's clearly much better than this Mongolian team and gives them problems that they can't solve. Chen Chengju to Liu Yuting. Liu Yuting back to Cai Yuting. Pass back to KhAD Bamba. KhAD Bamba now. Back to Cai Yuting again. Over to Liu Yuting, over to Chen Chengju, and down to Menegong. And we do have some time left. Chen Chengju tries again for that hat trick and can't get that in, and that really should have been a goal. So we'll see what happens here. Turbold's still in there despite giving up 6 goals to us. I want to see what their second best keeper looks like. We're likely to see the end of this match here. I don't think anything's going to happen unless they manage to get one back, and they do. How about that? And it's that guy again, Ganbatar, who's had his 3rd. That's a hat trick. And he might wind up being the player of the match despite losing 6-4. So you got to wonder what's going on with our defense here and why we have guys who are sort of spread out in the middle of nowhere. And who is this who was not here? Cai Yuting wasn't, and Zhou Hongyi doesn't know what's going on. So there is a question of offside. It's not really a great question of it, though, because it's KhAD Bamba who's out of position. So I think it's KhAD Bamba there. We've had far too much added time. 6-4 is, we should have dominated this team instead of winning by 2 goals. So I would say the 6-4 is very flattering for them, and there's the final kick of the match. We won XG 3.36 to 1.19. They had 5 shots on target. 4 of them were for goals. We had 60% of the possession, and this is absolutely ridiculous. No clear-cut chances for us, which is interesting. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that. And, there's going to be some fallout from this match. I'll tell you that. Talk to you later. Bye.